There is no investigation. This boy has...
There is not, really? It is to me.
Don't say any F's and stuff.
But I have to put her on the side and worry about
I'm gonna do what I gotta do for me and my boys and my kids.
Don't say any F's and stuff.
There is no investigation. This boy
There
has...
is not, really? It is to me. Rise, idiot.
I've done my best. It's hard, you know, it's real tough.
But I have to put her on the side and worry about the boys.
I'm gonna do what I gotta do for me and my boys and my kids.
Don't say any F's and stuff.
Live from the NBD Production Studios, you're in the lab with your host, Joshua Diaz.
There is no investigation. This boy has...
There is not, really? It is to me.
But I have to put her on the side and worry about the boys. But I have to...
There is no investigation.
Don't say any F's and stuff.
But I have to put her... But I have to put her on the side and worry about the boys.
Welcome to the lab, everybody. How are you tonight? I am your host, Joshua Diaz, and once again, we find ourselves in uncharted territory. Look, yesterday's show was explosive. It was controversial, and that's not exactly what I'm looking for, but, in a way, it's regrettable. Bringing up people's past is never fun, and it's never easy. And maybe sometimes it's not even ethical, but sometimes it is, and sometimes it is relevant. And so, I do have mixed emotions about it, but I want to make one thing absolutely clear. I didn't make anything up. Not a thing. I didn't make anything up. And, that I see Mr. Tim Mullins, and I'm sure he's watching. I'm sure Don's watching, Candace, everybody's watching. They come out with this veiled threat to want to sue. They didn't say me specifically, but, we know who they're talking about. We know who they're talking about, right? And there are other people say, well, that's slanderous, it's defamation. Well, let me break it down for you really quick, and hopefully Tim is listening, and Dawn and Candace or whoever else is listening. You can file a lawsuit. You can claim defamation. But if you go back and listen to what I said, and by the way, I'm not stupid, I said that it was reported to CPS. I didn't say it was true. I didn't say it was false. I just said it was reported. And I stand by that. And, and do I want to hurt innocent people? No, not at all. I really don't. Okay, and that's not what I want to do. But I would be willing I would be willing to sit for a deposition of a civil lawsuit when it comes to this case. They won't be willing to, but I would be willing to. And if you really want to get into it, that there's a lot there, you know. I've for the last hour or so, and I've been reading through CPS reports from 94 to 96. I mean, you know, I don't want to do it. I really don't want to keep going down that road. I don't want to do it. But if you're going to call me a liar and say that kind of stuff is fake or whatever, then I guess I have absolutely no choice to do it. But I don't want to. I don't want it to go this way. Okay. Now, if you remember yesterday, we were talking about the shed and the time discrepancy, and I think all that's kind of fair enough. Don came in. He didn't like it, told me everything was suspicious. He was mad before I even brought that up. All right. He was mad before I ever brought that up. And, but like I'm saying, like, what are you going to do? Sue me? I mean, okay, fine. Do it. Candace didn't even want to sit through an interview with Dr. Phil. Why would she want to sit through a legal deposition? Okay. I would be shocked. I'd be more than shocked. Candace doesn't want to be interrogated again. I get it. I understand. I know. Hold on one second. I get it. So, you know, yes, they are welcome to sue me or anybody else that they want to, but they won't. Well, you know, there's nothing to sue me for, at least as far as I'm concerned. And yes, I have talked to a civil attorney. He said the same thing as well. I mean, it's just kind of ridiculous. Their daughter's missing. They go on public forums. They're allowed to be criticized. They're allowed, you know, their past is allowed to be drug up. You know, it's just not, you know, it's another veiled threat, you know, Tim stepping in, and then, you know, a lady on another channel, and I don't even want to say who it is, say, well, that's slanderous. But I'm telling you right now, I mean, this is not the first time that I have covered a story or a case or anything like that where the person that's being talked about doesn't like the information that's coming out. That's in the business, we call that tough skis, shit skis. Excuse my language. It's Latin, and I think that you could probably figure out, you know, if you speak a little Latin, you'd probably know. But the fact of the matter is, I didn't make it up. Do I regret bringing it up? Probably. I think I do. But I also, all aboard the Susu train. Yeah, get on. Choo-choo. We got a noob in the house. What's going on, Chloe? Nice to see you. Let's see. Imagine what a can of worms that deposition would be. It would be awful. Christine, thank you so much for that. And Dynamite, what's going on, man? Good to see you. KP Bass, thank you. Appreciate that. They won't even look for their own daughter, but they're going to sue. I don't know if they're going to sue me. I'm just saying that, like, if you looked at Tim Mullins, by the way, that guy needs a hobby. I really don't get it, Tim. I really, truly, in my heart of hearts, do not get what your end game here is. Just the other day, you were waving the white flag, saying, you know, that they you know, they're not supposed to be on. By the way, Tim, didn't you know that Dawn was on the other day? yesterday. I think you went on somebody's channel. That he could be held in contempt of court. You have bigger things to worry about than me. I will happily sit there deposed. Well, did you make it up? Nope. Well, what'd you say? Did you say it was true? Nope. Did you say it was an allegation? Yep. Huh. What else did you say? I said it was an allegation. I said that it was turned into CPS. That's all I said. Didn't say if it was true. I didn't say he did it. I didn't say he didn't do it. So on and so forth. Yeah, it's a little technicality. It's a way to kind of get around it. So on and so forth. Yeah, I get it. I'm not stupid. And that's the thing. And Josh, I hear you have an arrest warrant out for you. Nah, I don't think I do. Nope, certainly don't. I've heard Tim Mullins is working for the police. I don't know any of that. I don't know any of that. Let's see. Good evening. Look at there's Mimi, Kelly. Good to see you guys. How are you? How are all of you? Yeah, he was on another channel yesterday. And so after the live got over, my phone started ringing and it was Don, and he called me like 3 times in a row and, you know, understandably upset, so on and so forth. And we talked, but at first it was kind of like, you know, F you and and so on and so forth. You know, that's all fair. And by the way, I offered, and I'll tell you this as well. I offered to show Don the document. He ignored me until yesterday. Until I came on here. I said, would you like to see it? Would you like to see this stuff? Nope. And then yesterday he's like, prove it. Look, I'm not just going to throw it up on the screen. I'm not going to do that. I could. It's public. But I'm not going to. But if I need to at some point, I guess I'll have to, right? I don't want to. I really don't. It's just not a fight that, it's just not really I guess we really would be getting further and further away from the actual point, you know, and I hate that. I hate that. And as much as, you know, as much of a prick he can be, I don't know. Let's see. Josh, did you notice in Tim Mullins' attorney request that he used the word blackmail? What's that about? I have no idea. I don't know. I have no clue. I have no clue what the blackmail that they speak of is. Apparently, and if they're referring to me, which I doubt they are, I like I said, I don't know. Apparently, if you report something that and something that's alleged, she could come on and call me a liar. I don't care. That I don't know. I don't know what that is. I have no idea. And I'm not really sure how they could call me a liar. All I said was that it was reported to CBS. I didn't say that's why they were taken. I didn't say that's why they were removed. And by the way, they were taken and removed and placed. Okay. No doubt about that. But I never said that that's why. So, they don't even understand what I said, for the simpletons. They don't understand what I was talking about. They don't understand the wording of it. They don't get it. They don't get it. So they could call me a liar. I'm not sure what I lied about. Let me see here. I mean, it's just not really. It's not really a road. If they're really gonna bring Pam on, I'm gonna leave that one alone because she doesn't have anything to do with Summer. But like, her credibility is at about zero. Maybe negative. I don't know. Yeah, I'll get very messy very fast. At least you have them talking. They're all going to get their feelings hurt. Yeah, probably. It's laughable. Oh, that's awesome. Good. By the way, and when it is asked, when that is brought up, make sure that you tell them what I said and how I said it. All right? Think about that, please. You think about that. Yeah, it's pretty. So that's what they're gonna dig up is they're gonna tell me that I'm a liar, but yet they had both of their kids taken away from them. Started in 94 and ended in 96. That took 2 years. Not only did they get their children taken, it was an emergency hearing. An emergency hearing. And who did that? Annabella Roma. Thank you so much, Annabella. Appreciate that. Let's see. So anyway, I mean, whatever she says, you can say that I'm a liar. I get it. It's fine. I really, really don't care. I didn't lie about anything. You can sue me, but there's nothing to sue me for. Tim probably, and that's the thing, Tim, like if you want to sue me, like you're going to come into court with me as well. You're going to come into court with me as well, and you'll be deposed just like everybody else. So game on, brother. If that's really where we're going to go with it, fine. Absolutely. But I mean, you're asking for a pro bono lawyer a pro bono lawyer who will work on defamation, blackmail, slander, CPS. I mean, you're asking for a team here. You're asking for a team of lawyers. Do you really think that you're going to get a pro bono lawyer? They have different lawyers for different reasons. All right. I don't understand. I really don't understand that request. That's pretty nuts. But, you know, I thought you didn't speak for them anymore. You want to recommend them a lawyer? How many lawyers have you recommended them? They've needed one for a long time. They've needed to stay off social media. I didn't call Don. Don called me on the phone. He didn't like what I was saying. He didn't like what he heard. I don't care. That has nothing to do with what with what I'm doing. All right. Do I regret any of it? I don't know. Probably not. Not really. Not really. But really what you should be doing is looking for help to find Summer. That's the help that is required. And I should be the least of your worries. And then this lady, and God bless her. I don't know anything about Pam other than what I've read. Of what I've read and things like that. But it didn't end well with them and the kids. And I don't know the exact reason the kids were taken from them. I have no idea. I just know that it wasn't good. Just know that it wasn't good. Look, I tried. I tried to do it a different way, and I don't know. Miss Daisy doesn't know what slander is. She doesn't understand how the law works, apparently. And no offense to her. It's just not how it works. You can't just come out and say, I'm going to sue you. I mean, you could say it, but that means nothing. Good luck. Best of luck to you. I hope it works out for you. The lady that they're going to throw up on panel tonight has lost even more children. She's not credible. She never has been, and that's sad. But if you don't think that their past behavior has anything to do with the present, I mean, come on. That's crazy talk. It's just crazy talk. Let's see here. It will open a big investigation and will be more LE involved. Maybe. But one thing I found out, one thing that I did find interesting was that Dawn Candace was given about 4,000 flyers right after Summer went missing. 4,000. And if you know what a ream of paper is, it's 500 sheets. It's like one of those things. So that's 8 reams of paper. And according to Dawn, she threw them all away. And that's just according to Dawn. Not me. So sue me. Do it. Bet you won't. Couldn't care less if you did. But we could talk about that. There's a lot of things we could talk about. Oh, that's the price. I said they aren't suing anybody or anyone. if there was an actual report made, because they know how stupid that would be, and would even expose all that matter. It's not even that the investigation was open. That's not what we're talking about. All we're talking about is all we're talking about is that a report was made. That somebody made the report. That's it. I get it. It's a horrible allegation, and I don't know if it's true. I hope it's not true. I don't have any proof one way or the other, so on and so forth. But the flyer thing was admitted by Don. And once again, Don unequivocally denies these things. Not the flyers, but he's welcome to deny that as well. But what I'm saying is, he absolutely denies that he did that. Very, very good. Fair enough. I think that it is fair. Josh, do you think Tim Mullen is supposedly Jim Goat? I don't know. I don't know. Let me see. Oh. So, like, I don't know exactly the flyers. Yeah, they threw flyers away. Candace did, as according to Don. According to Don, Candace threw them away. But I don't know much about Tim. I just know that for some reason, and I think it's like the brotherly love of, how would you put this? It's like, I think that, because it's like the Christians in Arms or something. I don't know. And look, I don't think that that's a bad thing whatsoever. I'm not downing their religion or anything like that. But Don and Tim are for some reason in cahoots, and Tim is either the most loyal friend that anybody's ever had, or he's not. It's something, there's, I don't know. I don't know why. They're friends, Yeah, we say the truth according to Don. It's all alleged, Don would never lie about Candace ever, or for her. He told me that he would never lie for her. He would never lie against her, or, but he wouldn't protect her or something like. I don't know. I don't know anything about Tim, because he makes himself as secretive as possible. And the one thing that I do know was that for some reason he reached out to Brandy Neal and offered to help her too. So late in life, what I've found out is that Tim Mullen has, for some reason, become a child advocate for missing children, and he says he makes no money off of it. Fine, that's fine. Maybe he doesn't. I'm not saying he does or he doesn't. I don't know what he does. Don has always been more worried about what people are saying about them than looking for Summer. I threw up listening to him saying the horrible things that probably happened to Summer. Yeah, can we file a lawsuit? And I appreciate that. Beautiful Chaos, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Can we file a lawsuit for Don, like talking about just when he was talking on, I think it was on Smiley's, just the disgusting grotesque things, like these thoughts that came into his mind. And you know what? Maybe they're his biggest fear, or so on and so forth. I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, he's a meteor manager. He's a meteor manager. And you know, I want to say this as well. Whoever Don's ex-wife is going on panel with, that lady has said way more defamatory things than I have, and accused Don of doing things that I never have. I mean, it's not even close. It's not even close. Pixie Cat, I don't think that we can sue Don for having to listen to him, but that's definitely something that we could look into. And if you remember it yesterday, I was talking about the time Josh, the lab rats won't care getting a call from Tennessee asking if we are aware of you. Summer, I hope this comes to the bottom line. Yeah, me too. Don recounting what happens in the circles he runs in. He's been places where they sell children. I heard him say that. He said to Chris that he had never in his life. So anyway, I really do hope that Pam is well aware of what channel that she's going on, and what has been, until Don started going on that person's panel, it was the most slanderous stuff you ever heard in your life, without any, merit or anything, So for her or whoever to turn around and say, well, where's your proof? Where's your this? Where's your that? I didn't accuse him of a thing. You got to understand that, right? Like that, I didn't accuse him of anything. That's not what happened. I merely said that he was turned in for that alleged thing. That doesn't mean he did it. Of course not. Of course not. And I'm not trying to attack innocent people, but Pam's son, Don Wells Jr., which is Donnie Jr., which is Don's son too, is a pedophile. He's a registered sex offender. Okay. So what do you want to do about that? I mean, we're just going to ignore, now, is that the parents' fault? I don't know. I don't know. At some point, everybody makes their own decisions in life. And like I said, if I was Don, I'd be mad too. And the crappy thing is, we had a decent conversation, but like it really just goes in circles. It really just goes in circles. One of the things that I told Don, and I will always tell him, is if in fact he was at work like he completely claims to be, he has no idea what happened. And for him to act like he does know what happened is disingenuous. He wasn't there, according to him. And according to him, he believes Candace because of her broken heart. Not a good test, I don't think. He asked me not to record it. I didn't. I mean, it's not public, I can tell you exactly what was said, but He wasn't there. According to him. He wasn't there. So there's no way that his testimony or his, hey, yeah, look, man, like, I know exactly what happened because they told me that what happened, and I believe them. But that's different than knowing what happened. Okay. So I don't even, there is no way if Don's telling the truth that he knows what happened. It's impossible. It wasn't there. He just wasn't there. And it's ridiculous. It's insulting, you know. Oh, I know her heart. And I hear that on other channels too. Oh, you guys don't know the real Candace. I mean, the real Candace threw away 4,000 flyers, according to Dawn, that were gifted to her. I think even Trevor offered flyers to them, and they never got back to him. And this was just a few days after, I believe. It's pretty standard that when somebody goes missing, that a bunch of flyers are made and that people go up all around and put them up all over town. Now, I'm sure that somewhere, and I think Robin may have helped some with that, or, so on and so forth. But, you want to talk about the real Candace. I mean, then we can get into that as well. The real Candace, the one that is distraught over her child. I don't see it. Is that a suable offense? No. I'm allowed to feel that way. I'm also allowed to report that Dawn was reported to CPS by a family member for allegations. Totally fair. Nice try. It's not going to work. And if by some chance it does work, which it won't, let's do it. Let's do it. Depositions are fun. What are you going to sue me for? Because if you sue, you're going to have to sue that other lady too. The one that's, remember that videotape that was, or that 911 tape was out and everybody goes, oh my God. Everybody's saying that, that Candace used the R word. I didn't touch that with a 10-foot pole. Because I didn't hear anything like that. And maybe somebody did, and I don't need to know, or everybody's allowed to feel how they feel. I know somebody that was all about it. Somebody that was all about it. And this whole show proof thing. I mean, do we really got, we're going to go down? Is that what we got to do? That's what we got to do. Now, don't try and twist it into, well, he said that that Don did this. That's not what I said. It's just not. But I didn't touch that with a 10-foot pole because I didn't believe it. I didn't hear it. I didn't understand it. I couldn't hear it. I just couldn't. I really couldn't. But I know somebody that did. I know a few people that did. I know a lot of people that did. Guess who didn't? Moi. And there is a long list of CPS reports through Texas, which is it's all public. Now, they don't go into great detail, but it's there. They're there. And in a 2-year period, it is a long list. Pam, Dawn, I don't think I have that, Chase. I was sucked into believing. Yeah, you remember that when Candace said that she didn't even remember she didn't remember Jose's name. She wasn't sure. Who's that? Who's Jose? Yeah, no. The dirt bike. Yeah, man, they had a dirt bike. Rena, how's it going? Yeah, I don't have I don't even really like that. All I have is Cash App. That's it. Yes. Certainly. I like you, Tim Mullen, AI cartoon. But he was young and he had a dirt bike. Good. Yeah, Pam. Pam. I had no interest in dragging her, but if she wants to come defend Dawn, good luck. Have fun. I didn't say anything. Bow. And you guys remember when Hunter said that Candace showed up the next day after Summer went missing? You guys remember Hunter saying that Candace showed up and said, "What did you tell TBI?" And he said that 3 different times. Well, Dawn flat out denies that. He says there's no Dawn says that just didn't happen. It didn't happen. All right. And yes, it is a crime to tamper with witnesses. Yes. Yes, there is. It certainly is. Hold on one second. Interesting. Let me see here. We're gonna let me see here. All right. So as we continue this, we're going to go ahead and take some calls. If you would like to call, feel free. The number is 858-299-2504. The lines are open, and we can. Yeah, I really do hope that they do ask Pam about when she told Jeannie, Mary, and their mother that Don tried to sell Donnie outside of a bar. Should definitely make sure to bring that one up while you're at it. That's one that I'm sure they'll skip over that one and just say how much I lied. how much I lied, you know. Make sure to ask that one too if you're going to do a proper interview. You know what I'm saying? Look who it is. Jerry and Max. What's going on? So the number is, let's see, make sure the lines are open. 85. Oh, God, I got to open the line. Okay, there it is. Don't be scared. Go ahead. You're going to ask her about Rose. So yeah, it's a great thing. Do a proper interview, though. Do a proper interview. That's it. That's all we ask for. Nothing more. Nothing less. You know? Caller, go ahead. You're on the air.
Oh my God. I wish that everybody knew. Okay, first of all. Oh my God. All right. Okay. Hang on one second. The thing is that I heard all that shit about a proper interview and all that way before. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, I'm here.
Can you now?
Yes.
Yeah, the funny thing is I heard all that about, like, at least you can do is, like, a proper interview, you know, and I was like, okay, I'll try. I did not know whether I was on the call or not.
Yeah, no, I understand. Usually when you're on hold, you can still hear the
hilarious.
show.
No kidding. Well, of course, if, you know, you got it on, you know, your phone, you can, for sure. So listen, what's up, Josh?
What's up? How are you?
I mean, I had a pretty good day today. I had visitors over tonight. My little doggy, he got himself a good old bath. I ordered this, there's these hair dryers that are like brushes. My hairdresser said, get you one of those brush hair dryers. I was like, okay.
Nothing wrong
I
with
did, but, you know, I ended up using it for the dog. He loves the hair dryer, right? No, he seriously does.
Most dogs are scared of it.
Well, he's not. No, he just sits in the sink and is like, oh, he's low here, but you know, he moves his head around. He's like, right here, no, right there. Yeah.
What's your screen name?
I don't want to continue to talk about,
What's your screen name?
Proud Mama.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Do you say you didn't want to talk about it? What don't you want to talk about?
I don't know, but I do want to talk about stuff. That is for sure. I'm not so sure that I want to talk about, you know.
Well, you can talk about anything you want to talk about the case. That's fine. I got no problem with that.
Are you talking about Summer?
If you'd like to, sure.
No. I'm not so sure I want to talk about Summer Winds, but and I've gotten really, really behind on the whole Koberger shit, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Which
I
one
have.
do you think would be better?
I don't think that thing's at a standstill until trial.
That's what I was thinking. Well, I mean, it might be a good idea to talk about the Wells case because I don't reckon I've ever really done that. I don't think I've ever talked to anybody about it at all, ever. And it's been a while. I just can't believe how it's like this Twilight Zone. Come on. Ooh, he got trapped. Sorry. I was being really mean to my baby, who got his hair blow dried out. Anyway, No, forgot what I was saying. So Don and Candace have both, is it 18 months? Is that right?
It's 20 months now, yeah.
20. So they both managed somehow to just string everybody along for 20 months. And I think it's amusing that Don has come back for like a tour,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, kind of the
I like your approach.
yeah, the redemption tour, I guess, when he got out of jail, and I thought that he had might have learned a lesson somehow.
What redemption? What kind of redemption do you reckon he's looking for? I don't think he's looking for any. I think he's just coming out, and he thought he's going to have his shit together. He's been sober for a while. He thought that he was going to come out, and he's going to tell everybody they could just suck, blah, blah, blah. Because he's had time to, watch all the YouTube stuff. And he's like, holy crap. He sees what an idiot he was.
Well, that's the thing is that I personally think that he's more worried about public perception and that he's trying to turn the tides of public perception. And that may just be a win for them. I don't know. I really do think that they would just be happy with this whole thing, Summer's case just going away.
Go away. Thank you. Yes.
But I just don't think that's going to happen.
I don't know what it is. No, I hope not. I mean, all we can do is hope not. I mean, I'm from Tennessee. I live right here. I'm so familiar with that area. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And my point is that there's something wrong. There's something stinks around there. You know what I mean?
For sure.
But after he went to jail, after he went to jail and then came back out, and then he's gotten with I've watched a few things, because all you can do at this point is look back and then look current, and it's stuff with I don't want to mention people's names and stuff, but he's awfully aggressive now, ain't he? He comes on and he's like, "Oh, appreciate it," and it's I think that he's hurt himself. I think that he's watched some of these YouTube videos and seen what an idiot, Prayer Garden, Benny.
Never heard of her.
Stevie. I know. So many.
Mm.
And I think that he feels like he's going to be able to come out here and just, body slam him. I don't know what other word to use, for YouTube.
No, I completely understand what you're saying.
Okay. I think he's coming out and he's like, I'm going to get you and all this. But anyway, in the details, especially because he's so irate about you and Chris McDonough.
That's a fact.
That's a real thorn in his butthole, right?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, like poison ivy, probably.
I would say so too. Exactly. Just will not be able to let him rest. I mean, he just really, really pissed about that. So I have to say, I wonder why. He's upset about the shed.
Probably.
He's upset about this and that. My biggest concern, though, and I don't know why, it has absolutely nothing to do with Don or Candace or the shed. It's just there are multiple bridges, right, around that property. And I don't mean around their property. I mean around that whole mountain. And these bridges are located, right, on your way to Kingsport, Jonesboro, town. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I keep thinking, for some reason, how easy it would have been to put something in a that red coat. You know, it just keeps popping. I'm like, why, Lord? Why, Lord? Why are you showing us that? Because the body was fit right in there, and then you could dump it off the bridge. And as far as I know, they have not really searched or drained or done anything out there except for maybe 1 or 2 ponds.
Well, I think that they have said that for some reason, I don't know what the reason is, but they don't believe that she's in the water. I don't know why they say that. I don't know what evidence. I don't know.
If that's the only place you haven't looked and you still haven't found her, I mean, I'd look.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I don't think it's too late to look, because what are you going to do if you're the person that put her there? What are you going to do?
Right. No, I
fingers and toes. You're not going to move her.
Right. You can't. Right. Exactly. I agree with that. But
exactly.
But no, I don't know. I just think I think you're right that there's obviously he's upset with me, and he's always been upset with Chris, and that's really never going to change. But but I do appreciate your call. I'm getting backed up here, but thank you so much for calling. I hope you call again.
No problem. And I wish we could get like EquiSearch, somebody to come out there and just like, let's just do it.
That would
any place there's a bridge.
That would be great.
Stop and yeah, it would be great.
Anything,
because they haven't found her, so she's got to be somewhere you haven't looked.
I would agree with that.
But I know she's somewhere, right?
Yes,
all right, man. God bless you, Josh.
Thank you so much. Take care.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye. Caller, go ahead. You're on the air.
Hello?
This is Dan. Devereaux?
Didn't hear you?
Down Devereaux?
Hello.
This is Josh?
This is Josh, yep.
Hey, Josh.
Yeah.
So what do you think? I mean, what do you think's going on, man? Summer. I mean, well, here's my thing. I like your show. I like your pod. I had a dog once. It just kind of reminds me of this little dog I have. And it was a little Chihuahua. And it had a little patch on its chest. And its feet were white, too, so it looked like it had a little tuxedo on. But Fisherman Bob, he liked to go out and he just kind of liked to go out and explore everything. And like Dawn might say, twirl and just kind of whatever, be playful. And one night I left the door open and a fisherman, I named the Fisherman Bob because he liked to go fishing with me. And he went out there just doing his thing, I guess you could say, twirling. And he didn't come back, and so I had to go looking for him. And I couldn't figure out why he was gone. His big brother was trimming. He just kind of, the big brother come back, and it was kind of strange because they were like thick as thieves. And he was a big old husky kind of looking dog. And that dog comes back and he's messed up. Like there's something went wrong. And so, I don't know. So I go out, long story short, I go looking for my dog. And I guess I didn't notice for a while there was an owl hooting out off in the distance. And I just like, well, so I'm pounding the streets looking for my dog, and I'm thinking about like, oh, it just occurred to me that well, these owls, they will come pick up vermin, little mammals, and they will peck their brains to like alive, and I just kind of wonder like. I don't like to think that's what happened. I think she's still out there. But I think this smoked out Dawn character and Candace, they're out of their mind. None of these people have a brain in their head anymore. So I well, what do you think? Like, well, how are we going to figure this out? Like, TBI doesn't seem to know what they're doing. The FBI doesn't seem to care. Well, what do you really think, Josh?
Well, I mean, are you saying that the dog, that your dog was attacked by an owl?
Yeah, it was a abduction and murder, yes, by an owl in the middle of the night.
Your dog?
Well, I was busy. Yeah, it was a little chihuahua. Fisherman Bob.
So, look, I think that if she was somehow taken by an animal or that there would be some trace of that, or, don't you think that and I'm just saying, if an owl came up and snatched her, you don't think that she would scream?
Yeah, no, I get your point, but I'm not saying she was abducted by a fucking owl. It was, sorry for cursing, but there's people can be predators too. Owls are predatory creatures. And,
sure, they're apex predators, actually.
Yeah, well,
But I think that it starts and stops with well, I say starts and stops. I believe that Candace is the main culprit. I don't know what she did. I think that she probably freaked out and covered up an accident. I don't think that it was an animal attack. I don't think it was anything. I don't think that she was rented out. I could be wrong. But I certainly, no, I mean, I get what you're saying, but no, it's, she didn't wander off. She wasn't taken by an animal. I believe that they would have absolutely found out. They would have found Summer by then. And plus, say she was taken by an owl. Okay.
No, I'm not saying that, Josh.
No, I know. I know. I'm just saying, say it was an animal or whatever. You said owl. I'm just saying.
Am I on the air right now?
Are you on what?
Baby, we're on the air.
Oh, big time.
Are we on the air?
Oh, yeah.
Oh. Well, I didn't. Well, thank you.
Did you not want to be on the air?
No, I wanted to be on the air.
Oh, okay. Well, you're on the air. So, what I'm saying is, if there was some other thing that happened, why would the parents act so suspicious? And I just say the owl because you brought the owl up. That's it. And I feel bad for you. I'm really sorry that you lost your dog. That's horrible.
Oh no, that was years ago. I was just a little dog, but it was tough for a couple of weeks. But I have a kid, like my kid. But so you think Candace, like, see, what I kind of feel like is she kind of put her in that spot, and so somebody could just come up and sweep her up. I think it's as simple as that, for money or drugs or whatever she's into. I don't know. Or do you think she just had an accident at the lake, the swimming hole, whatever?
I believe that there was some sort of accident, yes. I don't know what. I mean, we've talked about the dry drowning before, things like that. But, that's completely and totally possible. But, yes, I think that there was some accident that was covered up. If Don is where he says he was, he wouldn't know. That he would only be able to parrot the same story.
She's trying to ice her brain on the milk. It kind of lines up that way. But good.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, the milk thing is an anomaly to me.
All right, man. I'll let you get on with your show.
I appreciate you calling, man. And once
Thanks,
again,
man.
you know, the owl thing was just the owl thing. I get it. I feel it.
Yeah, stuff happens.
Yeah, it sure does. Take care, man. Thank you for calling.
Hey, man. Nice talking to you. Yeah.
Bye. He wasn't saying that she was abducted by an owl. I get it. I understand. I get it. Let's just, let's all take a breath. It's all good. I'm the one getting sued, not you guys. Caller, go ahead. You're on the air.
Hi, Josh.
Hello.
This is Mary.
Oh, hi, Mary. Yeah, okay. I didn't recognize your voice. Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Doing fine. Hanging in there.
Right. I just wanted to call in and talk to you for a minute. I had went over into that Crimes Critters on the Farm or whatever for a few minutes.
Yeah, I never heard of her, but yeah, go ahead.
And yeah, well, she's the one she's over there with Donnie and Pam on her panel.
Cool. Why?
So anyway, huh?
Both of them?
I think so. I know Pam is for sure. I'm not sure if Donnie is, but I know Pam is for sure. But anyways, they were sitting there, everybody saying that I'm going after Margie. And I was just thinking, I mean, I didn't say anything. I just sat in there for a few minutes and listened. But I'm not going after Margie. I'm going after Donnie. And, you know, I mean, I love Margie. She's, you know, I was always married to her, and she loved me too, you know. Haven't seen her for probably 10, 15 years, but, you know, it's like, how did they get me going after Donnie into me going after Margie? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Well, let's just put it this way. There is a certain fringe population who, for some reason, can't see all the wrong that somebody has done and refuses to believe it because it is financially beneficial for them to do that, to turn something that was said, you know, into from something or from nothing to something. And it's unfortunate that it happens. The problem with the internet is that people attack. I'm not trying to be mean to anybody here, but the fact of the matter is,
right.
I don't even want to say her. I don't even want to say her name.
Right.
I get it. We do not want to re-victimize and bring up old stuff from the past, but you know what? Sometimes it may be relevant, and I don't know how this wouldn't be relevant. The fact of the matter is, Margie, we know Margie is alive and well. Summer's not.
Yeah. You know, and I just, you know, I tell everybody this stuff about Donnie because I think you guys need to know about his past and what he's done and how he's lived his life before. And, you know, I really do think that people need to know that, you know?
Oh, I do too. I mean, I do too. And let's just put it this way. Nobody's lying. Nobody's making anything up. That's not what's happening.
Right. Why would I, Josh? Why would I lie? Why? There's no reason. There's no reason at all for me to, you know, lie, call him CPS on him, because Donnie even said it himself in a couple of interviews. You know, he calls us his evil stepsisters. You know, and he's like, oh, they've always called CPS on me my whole life. You know, in my marriage before, I was constantly getting CPS called on me. Well, why, Donnie? And it wasn't just me. It was Sherry, my mom.
Well, look,
Mary,
me. I have a list.
You know?
I have a list from 94 to 96 that nobody's making anything up. It's true. Like,
right.
These people did call CPS on Don. We're not saying that he did or he didn't do what was told. I don't know that for a fact, and neither do you.
Right. Right.
But
Yep.
it did
Right.
get reported. And that
Yeah.
was the point.
Many times. Yeah. Yeah.
And
Even
it just
Donnie
so
said
happens,
himself.
and it just so happens that she was 5 at the time. Summer's missing.
Yep.
You know, this is what?
Yep.
This is damn near 19 years later, 20 years later. And now his 5-year-old daughter is missing. Candace lost her kids and many years ago as well. So if you don't think that
Right.
that has any bearing on what's going on today, you're out of your mind. And for them to attack you is wrong. The problem is,
Right.
you know, when you put yourself out there like I have and you have,
Sure.
this is what happens. I mean, and they're gonna come at they're gonna play the opposition. They're gonna be like, well, you know, they're saying, well, you know, you don't know Candace like I do. Well, you know Candace better than most people, right? I mean, that talk about her.
Right. Yeah.
I mean,
Yep.
I mean, you know how she is.
Yep.
They pulled a prank on you,
Yeah.
Mary.
Right.
One of the most
Yeah.
god awful pranks I
Yeah.
ever seen. And you were nothing but gracious and kind, and how you forgave them for that still boggles my mind.
Yeah. It's really hard to forgive, Josh.
I know it is. I know.
Yeah.
They want to beat up victims because you know it's not their life.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
and I know
Yep.
I know what you're
Anyway.
doing, and I know what you've been trying to do. And I look, and if I personally, you know, I just talked to somebody off the air a little bit about they were saying, you know, like should this be happening? Should this? Dawn and Candace have both gone on public platforms and attacked you. Okay. And
Right.
and you know the other victims. Why aren't you
Yeah.
allowed to fight back? You are.
Right.
And by the way,
Yeah.
if I didn't think that you were strong enough to do this, I didn't tell you.
Right.
I haven't told you to do this. You decided to do this.
Yeah. Yep. All on my own, Josh. Yeah.
And
You know,
and if it
and,
wasn't through me or Chris or somebody else, you would have found another way.
Yeah. Yep.
So, you
Yeah.
know,
You know-
I just choose to support that.
Yeah. Yep.
And I do
Well, thank
support
you,
that.
Josh.
And I am, once again, we can't, there are so many more people that support you than don't. I can tell you that right now. The chat
Yeah,
is
I
for
know
you.
there-
The
Right. Yep.
the comments are for you.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
for you. Chris is for you. We have your back in the
Right,
in
yeah.
the biggest of ways.
Yep. Yeah. That's for sure. Well, anyways, I know you've probably got a ton of callers.
We
so
got
I'm
a
gonna
couple
let
more,
you
but I
go.
appreciate you calling in.
You're
good.
welcome, and you have a good night. Well, I'm going to come back into the chat.
All
please,
right, we'll
so-
see you in there.
Okay. Bye.
Okay, bye-bye. Let's see. Caller, go ahead. You're on the air.
Hey, Josh. Mary, we love you. I tell you, Mary is such a sweet, special person.
Yes, she is. No question.
But what I was calling about was my theory on Summer is I believe Candace let her sleep in that truck and just went on about her business, and that's where Summer expired.
Yeah, I've thought that too, and you know, people would say, "Well, it was only 80 degrees or something," but like inside of that's outside, but inside of a car, I mean, it'd be pretty up there. But the one thing that I've always wondered, you know, Hunter was in there too.
Well, I mean, after they got back home,
Oh,
and supposedly she jumped up and they put groceries away. I don't think she ever jumped up and did anything. I think Candace left her in that truck to sleep because she didn't want to mess with her. And there is a, chance maybe if she was given something or gotten into something or, I don't know. But I just don't feel like she got out of that truck.
Well, and the one thing that was always said that was always sort of troubling was the whole, she was asleep, but she unbuckled her and she jumped right up. I've never seen a kid do that. I really haven't.
Yeah.
I got nephews. I got two sons. I've just never seen it.
Yeah, I've had 4 of my own, and none of mine ever did that. Even the ones on ADHD.
Yeah, I mean, when kids
They
are
never
asleep,
did
especially
that.
5-year-old kids, I mean, they sleep hard. Kids sleep hard,
And they usually continue to fake it so you can carry them in.
All the time.
Those
were the days, too, when because I'd done that when I was a kid, too. That's the best. Now, nobody could carry me.
I just wanted to add my 2 cents. And
well, I appreciate the call. I agree that is a completely possible, major possibility. It goes along with the accident theory, because technically that would be an accident, but it's what happens ever or after that will get you in trouble.
Yeah, they just freaked and handled it the wrong way, and they have underlying reasons for hiding this, though, and that's what bothers me so much, because anybody else would have called for help,
Mm-hmm. Right.
There's an underlying reason why they didn't.
Well, yes, I agree with that. And I think part of that is Candace being scared of law enforcement or what would happen to her. But, there's a lot of people that believe it's planned. Yeah, agreed. A lot of people think it was planned. And the fact of the matter is none of us truly know. We can speculate and discuss it, but I don't. Each theory, it all sort of makes sense. Unfortunately, you could see 3 different things really happening. And by the way, stranger abduction isn't impossible. It's not impossible. It's just not likely,
Well, like I always said, if she did get taken off that hill, which I don't believe she did, but if she did, it would have been by somebody that knew her.
Oh, she did get taken off the hill. There's no question about that. But who did it? She's not there. You know what I mean? Where she's supposed to be. So she was taken off that hill. But who?
Yeah.
Who was the one that did it? Was it a stranger? I doubt it. But could it have been? I guess. Yeah. Is that likely?
It was a poorly written script, and they all pretty much, it has to be, because they all pretty much said the same thing word for word. But after 2 years now almost, the script is starting to fall apart, which is good for Summer,
Yeah,
we can find her.
I truly hope that is what is happening, and I hope that really manifests itself and some peace and closure could come.
We may never really ever find out what happened to her, though. That's what bothers me.
It's a possibility.
Because the longer, there's not going to be a way to know.
I mean, it is a complete, yes, that is a possibility. But I just think it's still, you know, I mean, the crimes get solved, you know, 2, 3, 4, 10 years. And God, I hope it's not that, but
Yeah.
who knows?
Yeah. You never know. Miracles happen, you know.
Yeah. Yes, they do. Well, I appreciate your phone call. Thank
All right,
you.
Doc. Have a good night.
You too. Did I drop the call? Yeah, I did. Caller, go ahead. You're on the air.
Hey, Josh.
Hello.
Hey, Josh. It's Ava. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Doing well. I just wanted to touch base with you about the blue tote prank. Do you remember that?
The what?
The blue tote prank when Don and Candace, I think there had been a psychic that had said Summer would be found in a blue tote. So then later on, Don and Candace got a blue tote and put a baby doll in it and filmed it and sent it to the PIs as if, oh my God, we just found Summer. Do you remember that?
I had never heard that before. But let me see.
Okay.
Hold on. There are people that are saying in the chat that they do remember, but I never heard of that one, but please tell me more.
Okay, I may have to find where that was at. It was around the same time as when they pranked Mary. And, you know, there was so much going on, it kind of got overlooked. And it just shows how depraved they are.
And so this happened at the very beginning?
Yes. Does Mary remember that?
Well, you're
Can
not.
you ask her in the chat?
Let's see. I haven't
I just thought it was awful because it was so, how could parents do that? You know, they were drunk, they were laughing, they thought it was funny.
Was that on a live?
It was mentioned on somebody's live. And I think I remember
Somebody said yes with ES,
who mentioned
Juanita,
it.
and Raven. I don't know who that is, but so somebody said,
Well, I think
that she would be found in so they went out and got a blue tote and put a baby doll in it.
Right.
Somebody said, I remember that.
And then they walked
blue
up on it.
bag psychic prank.
Yes, that's it.
Wow.
Yes. Anyone who is truly missing a child, lost a child, they would be begging for people to find that child. They would never dream of pulling a prank like that.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Oh, yeah, the racetrack. Oh, I remember the racetrack.
Okay, I didn't remember that part. I couldn't remember that.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, no, that's crazy. You know, and then you couple that with what they did to Mary and you know, it's just, you know, but look, they got me on other channels saying that I've blackmailed Don, and I have no idea how I did that. By talking
you have
about
not
him?
blackmailed Don.
I've never blackmailed anybody. I don't even. What am I going to blackmail him for? How would I do that? What would I blackmail him for? Hey, tell me where Summer is, or I'll put this out. I never said that.
You put everything out, thank God.
Yeah.
So no, there's no blackmail going on. They're just crazy, and I would love to see them sue you or Chris McDonough. Have them deposed in civil court and have that used in criminal court.
That's what would happen. Like in Tennessee, it's not necessarily public record immediately when when the deposition happens, but it will be used and could be used in a trial. and it would all come out, like
Right.
I said, nobody made anything up. Nobody blackmailed anybody. Nobody did, you'd have a really hard time even getting that kind of filing through.
Well, I can't imagine a lawyer taking a case like that because you can get in trouble for frivolous lawsuits.
Oh,
and
yes.
for a lawyer to take that, they would have to see a chance in winning to do it, because it would be done on contingency. There's not a lawyer out there that would take this pro bono. That would be crazy.
Although he does have a bus in his front yard that runs. I'm who knows? I might be after that bus. I just don't get it. Like the blackmailing. I mean, honestly, like, and I say this all the time. I'm really trying not to be mean, but we got some really sawed off humans going on lately. Like some really, like they're just. It really does suck because like I'm thinking on a different level, and then then I have to like hear like, where the hell do you come up with that one? And they're like, oh my God, it's slanderous. It's slanderous. I mean, these people do not know what slander is. They don't know what constitutes slander or defamation. There's just nothing there. It's the most ridiculous thing, and I remember when I would talk about the West Memphis 3, and I reported on this guy Damian Eccles' mental history, and they sent me a cease and desist letter, and I legitimately blew my nose with it and threw it in the garbage because everything that I was saying was documented, court fact document, blah blah blah. I was just reading it, and I was well within my rights to do it, and then they I never heard from them again. And just like this, I'm allowed
right. The truth is never slander.
The truth is not slander, and it's an absolute defense. So they have
Correct.
no idea what they're talking about, and it's somewhat comical. But they should be more worried about finding Summer than me saying that somebody turned Dawn into CPS in 1994 on allegations. And that's what it was. Allegations. I never said that it was true or not. I don't know if it was.
Well, Jeannie was 5 when he started with her. He's been alleged to have done things to his 5-year-old daughter, the first one. And now Summer at 5 disappeared. It just shows the pattern of behavior.
Yeah, well, the thing is the people that are taken up for Dawn and stuff like that, they've accused him of doing things to Summer that I've never done. I would never do. How am I going to do that? I mean, they have like, I'm sure of it. I'm sure he was doing that. I'm sure that. I mean, that's slander. That definitely is slander. But see, you have to really think about it. You have to really like the way that you present information. And by the way, I do feel, I didn't feel great about it. Dawn, I had talked to Dawn about it, and I asked him if he wanted to see it, and he just said he was just basically treating me like a dick, and that's fine. I don't care. But then, you bring the stuff up. Then he shows up pissed off about it. Okay, well, whatever.
Right. And he probably didn't want to see it because
he wanted me to show it to everybody.
He knows it exists.
He wanted me to show it to everybody on live last night. And I'm not going to do that. Like, I'm just not going to do it on spur of the moment. I'm not going to do that. Now, like I said, I have the list of CPS stuff because it is public record, and it was sent to me, and it's just tons and tons of court appearances. The state of Texas wrote, Child Protective Services wrote a letter to the courts, talking about the imminent danger that these children were in, and if I can absolutely prove that. I don't know what kind of danger they were in, but they were in danger. That's why they lost, according to the court, that's why they lost the kids.
Right.
So, yeah, that's super slanderous. It's just ridiculous. But yeah,
keep up the good work.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Oh, and I love having Don B in the chat.
Don B. Sweet Tea.
Don B. Sweet Tea.
Don B with Sweet
With
Tea.
other creators. And will you do your PG imitation before I go?
I don't know who that is, but right?
Oh, sorry. We need more.
Right? Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Bye-bye. You stated that Mary reported him to CPS. Mary came on your live and stated she did. These are facts. End of any suggestive slander lawsuit without merit. If he goes ahead, yep. Yeah. I'm not necessarily worried about a lawsuit. I don't really care. I know how it works. The details of it are sealed, but I mean, they do give you a general description. Texas is actually very open, and a lot of the information is from Texas, but Texas is very, 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 very open about it. So, that's how that happened. And yeah. Go ahead. You're on the air.
JD, 2 weeks ago, you needed disinfectant. Today, you need a lawyer.
Apparently so.
You are a lightning rod right now.
The thing was, I actually ran that by a lawyer just the other day.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's great.
It's ridiculous, but it's fine. I mean, that honestly, that would probably be the biggest mistake that they could make, is to file a frivolous lawsuit that would open them up for discovery. It would be a nightmare for them.
Mm-hmm. And they don't like, Candace doesn't want to be upfront, and, how would that, again, how's that helping find Summer when they complain about that about everybody else, but doesn't that kind of put them in the same position?
Yes.
That they accuse everyone else of?
Yes.
And come on.
It's ridiculous, because it's like, how about, so what it is him putting that out there like that, like the way that Tim Mullen put it out there, which apparently he's not even the spokesman for them anymore. Apparently he's just their cheerleader and their babysitter.
That was 2-3 days ago when he wrote that.
What's that?
And now he's asking for 2 to 3 days ago was when that was posted, correct, on the website?
Yeah.
That he no longer spoke for them. Oh, remember, because DW had a new mission, a line in the sand or demarcation, because God has given him a new path, and that involves staying off of all media.
Right.
He strayed.
Right. No, I
it's ridiculous. Not that it wasn't before, but it's just ridiculous.
And somehow, some way, I gotta figure out how to make it so that people can't tag me in their in their titles. I would never do that. Why are you tagging me in your title? Like, if I want to watch it, I'll watch it. I'm not going to watch it.
A couple of weeks ago.
Huh?
Mm-hmm. I got shut down in a chat because I complained that somebody put your name in a title.
Put me in a title?
I thought, oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, they do that so people will click on it.
Well, I just happened to jump in just to see what somebody.
Well, I'm sure it was all nice things. Too.
Absolutely. But I said, it's not really, a creator doesn't have integrity if they mention other creators in their title. And I got I needed the disinfectant, and I got shut down big time.
Yeah. Right. Well, look, that's what happens. That's what happens. I just like, I don't know why. I really don't know. Like, don't put me in your title. And then they say, well, it did because it has lack of content. I got content all day. I do 2 shows 3 times a week, or 2 shows, and then 5 shows.
Well, February. February. You have been just a machine.
Content's not the
total
issue.
Machine.
So it's ridiculous.
I was going to make a joke that only locals will get because you mentioned it the other night. You're like Sean Penn in Mystic River, searching for the truth, going after the truth.
Yeah. Well, look, I don't care.
And this is a total. Sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
This is a total aside, but I literally was driving over the Tobin Bridge that goes over the Mystic River. And yes, the traffic was backed up. I'm not kidding because I didn't expect it. I saw Clint Eastwood and Tim Robbins off to the side of that bridge.
When they were filming?
I thought I was seeing it. Yes, I did.
I would say that would be really crazy to see him randomly, but that's still crazy.
Because it's a really large bridge. It goes over the Mystic River, and yes, traffic was slowed down. It's not a bridge you want to spend time on because it's so high.
Right.
And I thought I was seeing things because I'm like, I swear that looks like Clint Eastwood. And I can see you see the giant camera that they use, and I'm going, and that had to be usually they do that stuff 2 to 3 years before something comes out. So that was a long time ago.
Right.
It was like over 10 years old.
Right.
But yeah, that's you're right now.
Yeah, well,
the lightning rod.
It is what it is, and it'll come to a head at some point, and whatever. I mean, it's just, maybe they will sue me. Then I'll have all kinds of content.
There's a message for the madness. There really is a purpose somewhere in here. There really is. I don't think anything's happening just randomly. But It is interesting. The other thing, the other channel having the other person on, and have they followed this from day one?
No.
We know from
no, they haven't. No, they're Johnny come latelys.
Exactly. This is not a reliable interview. We
were
for a witness. I thought.
Well, Mercedes Blue in the chat said when CM confronted Don about the third victim, he was triggered. We were told we were lying about that. We were lying about that, and then Don admits that he was lying, and then everybody still takes up for him. Well, not everybody, but other people take up for him. But it's just ridiculous.
They haven't watched things for 20 months though, because his behavior is spot on. The same thing 20 months ago when he got triggered. He's not it. It's the same thing. He just can't get out of his own way to, focus on what's important. And he's complaining about everybody else. It's everybody else's fault.
Always.
And it's definitely our fault today and yesterday. I'm sorry. I should have laughed. I had to call.
Well, I appreciate when you call. People love when you call. You're a chat favorite. That's for sure.
Well,
they love
I have
your
a good
accent.
night.
They say, put in Jonathan Papelband.
No. It's you got to go to Harvard and you got to park the car.
Park the car across the street at Harvard. Got a Fenway Park.
Did anybody see in Medford, Mass, the Super Bowl?
Did it what?
You got to look that up on YouTube. Ben Affleck did a Dunkin' Donuts commercial for the first time, and J-Lo was in it.
I saw it.
And they were, they're 5 miles away from me. I know that Dunkin'.
That's hilarious. I love that.
And I heard about it on the local radio that morning, the music station. Yeah, they were talking about it.
Yeah, no, I did see that commercial. It was great.
We're just really different over here. We're special.
Yes, we
are. We're special. We mess with our R's and drop our INGs to in. Walk in.
I've noticed that. It's been going on for quite some time.
Okay, so have a good night, and hopefully next week calms down a little, and you can like chill
Yeah,
in a good way, not a bad way.
yeah. Hopefully, that'd be
You were on
nice.
fire yesterday.
Well, I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
All right. Take care.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye. KP, reliable caller. This is South Africa. I'm a little. I don't know if I've ever talked to somebody from South Africa. Caller, go ahead. You're on the air, all the way from South Africa.
Hello, Josh. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Fine, thank you. My name is Lita Live. I don't know if you've seen me in the chat.
I have, yes.
Please. Josh, trigger warning. Something that's been bothering me right from the beginning, right from when Summer went missing. And the police came out and they said at the one stage they said that Summer's definitely not been taken off the hill. She's still there. Something that I wondered about, and I've never heard anybody speak about it. And I'm sorry to bring it up now, but it's really been bugging me, and I don't know if anybody else has got this feeling. Don and them being up there on Ben Hill, did they not have a sewage system?
So, say that again. You said that she was still on Ben Hill. Is that what you said?
Yes, the police came out at one stage and they said that there's no signs of an abduction.
Yes. Right.
And that she must still be there on Ben Hill. Yes. And I was thinking about if there is maybe a sewage system on the property, because something has to take away the waste. And they must have a tank that the waste goes into.
I believe that they have a septic system.
Could it not be a possibility? Yes.
I believe that they have I believe that they do have a sewage system, a septic tank, or something along those lines. And but the thing is, I believe that a dog would be able to hit if there were human remains in there. I don't think it'd be very hard either.
Okay.
But so okay. And I have asked that before, how hard would that be, and I've always been told that it absolutely would be able to hit on something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. No, but it's a good question. No, it's a great question.
For a long time. Yeah. I've just been worried about it for a long time. I've keep on thinking about it, and I keep on thinking about it. We're theorizing about all sorts of things of where Summer could be, and maybe she's just there.
I mean, it's complete.
Horrible to think about.
I agree. It is completely. It's a horrible thing to think about that somebody would, when people bring up, let's say, well, was she sold or this or that, so on and so forth. It's hard for me to imagine that anybody would do that to their child, So a lot of this is okay. So TBI has on their website or their site that all wells, septic tanks, etc., have been searched. So that. I guess that's the answer. But yeah, no, that's a great question, but it's just a horrible thought, that anybody would even possibly do that, and we know that people do it. It happens, unfortunately. But yeah,
it does. It does unfortunately happen, and taking Don and Candace and how they are and the people that they are, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but I wouldn't put anything past them. But if it has been searched, it gives me a little bit of relief because I've really been worried about it.
Yeah. No, according to TBI, it has been searched. But yeah, no, I completely understand where you're coming from, and what you said. So, and I appreciate the phone call too, all the way from South Africa.
All the way from South Africa, all the way. And I love your show, and I love Christmas McDonough, and I subscribe to Justin as well. And thank you, Josh, for everything that you do for Summer and everything. Don't let the haters get to you.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Have a lovely evening, further.
You too. Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Caller, go ahead. You're on the air.
Josh.
Yes.
This is James from the Hilton Head area.
Hello. How are you?
Have you ever heard of doing fine, dear? Have you ever heard of a YouTuber named White Boy something?
Yeah.
You know that's Don's new buddy.
Yeah, I'm somewhat familiar. Yeah, I've heard that. That doesn't surprise me at all.
Well, that's the new one.
Well,
but
he takes he finds solace in whoever kisses his ass. So that's just not going to happen here.
Well,
but
this guy is.
Well, I'm pretty sure that guy's a felon too. So whatever.
Oh, he's nasty.
I'm sure.
First of all,
I don't know
his name.
Yeah, that'll tell you a lot right there.
But I want to tell you, you got the cleanest show of all of them.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
PG and her filthy mouth, Prayer Garden and
Never
her filthy mouth. Not, well, I know you hadn't. But, not PG, but,
Never heard of
Prayer
her
Garden or PG. Yeah, but you need to say, you know, instead of your comment on her.
Yeah. Right.
But, Cher is the other one with the filthy mouth. And it's too many kids and too many people listen to these shows.
Well, so what you're saying here, and I completely understand. A lot of people turn this on and kind of listen to it like the radio, and there's children in the house, sometimes grandchildren. And, I understand that a lot of the things that we talk about aren't necessarily for kids' ears. However, they're, I do try to respect that fact that, the swearing and so people can play it, even if their kids are around.
Well,
you have a 3-year-old around and they're hearing the F word. They'll probably pick up on something like that. But if but they're not really going to understand the subject matter that we're talking about. You know what I mean? But they will pick up on swear words.
I would love myself, and this is the first time I've ever even called anybody. But my thing is, I would love to be able to sit with Don and Candace, because I wouldn't be making a dime, wouldn't be put it on the air. But Don and his mouth, if anybody wants to cuss, get drunk, do the drugs, that's fine. But when you start involving your kids, that's another thing. But everything Don has said on White Boy's show last night is a lie, because if you go to Chris's channel, you go to your channel, he was the most calmest, sober person in the world last night. And that's the sad thing. And I agree with everybody in the world. I'm not saying it was done deliberately, but Candace did it, and Hunter just got thrown in the mix as an alibi.
Look, it would be hard to argue with anything like that. You know, the problem is
now. Where are you? Are you in? Okay.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, where are you at in Tennessee?
No, I live in California.
I was in San Diego this summer. Now, what is y'all's weather like right now?
Cold, just 55, 50 during the day and 30 at night. It's just cold.
Oh, you're happy. Hey, we'll be. You ever heard of Hilton Head?
Yes, I have.
Okay, that's where I'm at.
In South Carolina.
In the Hilton Head area. Yes.
So you're probably following the Murdoch trial.
You know, I'm not, because I got hooked on this channel from day one, because I go to Tennessee.
Right.
I got twin girls, and we go to Tennessee for 2 weeks every year, and that's my birthday present to them. And we have been following this from day one. I could never get hooked on another show.
No.
Never. Right. This just breaks my heart. But it will be we'll be almost 90 on Wednesday here.
It's going to be hot. That's really early too.
Not for us, because in December we had a cold front that went through, but right before that and right after that, we was in shorts. We've got a cold front that's coming through now, and then I'll be back in the high 70s and 80s next week. So I wear shorts and flip flops all year round.
That sounds like the life.
No. Too tourist here. Too much. But dear, I'm going to let you get off and take another caller.
I appreciate it.
But I love your show.
Thank you.
I mean, I've got a deep, deep voice anyway. And just, you're the first one that didn't call me a man. So anyway, keep up the good work, dear. And that's why it says, Josh keeps it clean in here. Amen.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Then you have a great evening. And we'll send you some hot weather and pollen.
Okay, we'll take it.
You want the pollen?
Nah, not the pollen. You keep that.
No, our cars are yellow right now.
That's what I'm saying.
But dear, you have a good evening.
Yep. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye. I'll keep on watching. Bye, dear.
Thank you. Fantastic callers. The first couple. Always interesting. I loved it. A lot of people get on here. They maybe feel nervous or something like that, or don't quite get the words out the way. I'm not saying that that's what happened, but you just be patient, and usually people will get to their point. And I get that, we're like, oh man, just straight to. It's just not how it always works. Some people have never even called a show before. Some people, for whatever reason, could be nervous. I have no idea. It just is what it is. So anyway, Beverly Vineyard says, where's Summer? Yeah, I agree. But anyway, so hopefully, they understand what I said, but I'm sure that they won't, and that they will attack victims and people standing up to somebody that actually knows Dawn and Candace, so on and so forth. It's just how it is for some reason. It's okay to, I guess it's okay to support Dawn and Candace if that's what you want to do, but just take a look at the totality of everything and so on and so forth. I mean, this just gets really ugly sometimes, and it can be unfortunate. So anyway, thank you guys so much for being here. Catch you tomorrow. And thank you for all the new subscribers, and thank you for the super chats, stickers, questions, likes, comments. Thank you guys.
There is no investigation. This boy has...
There is not, really? It is to me.
Don't say any F's and stuff.
But I have to put her on the side and where
I'm gonna do what I gotta do for me and my boys and my kids.
Don't say any F's and stuff.
There is no investigation. This boy has...
There is not, really? It is to me. Rise, idiot.
I've done my best. It's hard, you know, that's real tough.
But I have to put her on the side and worry about the boys.
I'm gonna do what I gotta do for me and my boys and my kids.
Don't say any F's and stuff.
Live from the NBD Production Studios, you're in the lab with your host, Joshua Diaz.
There is no investigation. This boy has.
There's not, really? It is to me.
But I have to put her on the side and worry about the boys. But I have to.
There is no investigation.
Don't say any F's and stuff.
But I have to put her. But I have to put her